Hey mathematicians, all right, here is your clue for problem number 1. So you've actually got two options for how you could figure out which points are on the graph. Number 1, you could take the equation that you're given and you can graph it in that graphing calculator that I showed you in the previous video. And then you can look and see whether or not that point is on the line. So -4, 3, for example, so you go over to -4, and then you go down to -3, and then look, oh, yep, right there is -4, -3. So A is definitely a yes. So one thing you could do is type all of them into the graphing calculator and just see which points appear on the line. Option number 2 is that if they're on the line, that also means that they will make the equation true. So what I mean by that is x is -4 and y is -3. So what you could do is you could say 4 times -3 minus 6 times -4. And if you put all of this into your calculator, then you will get 12 for this side of the equation. And because 12 is equal to 12, this is a true equation. That is another reason that this is one of the points on the line. So I've done the first one for you. Using this example, please take a minute to pause the video and see if you can figure out which of the other ones are also solutions, and then restart the video when you are ready to. So I'm hoping that you have taken the time to figure out, to try it yourself. The other answers that are correct, that are solutions to the equation, are B. So B is also one, and D is also one. If you're not sure why, please ask me or a peer tutor or our co-teacher and let us know how we can help. But you should have A, B, and D for number 1. So for number 2, they've actually given us the graph. So first of all, A is a solution because you can see that A, 0, 2 does in fact fall on the line. So pause the video, please. See if you can figure out what else should fall on the line. And I'll go ahead and tell you that there is one more correct answer. Hopefully you've paused the video and now you're ready to check. So the other one is D. And you can see D right here at 3, 1. So you should have A and D for number 2. For number 3, it's asking, so first of all, the first number is the X. So the X is the first number, and the Y value is the second number because it's X and Y. And so what does this mean in the context of the situation? Well, since X represents the adult tickets sold and X is 30, that means that it means there are 30 adult tickets were sold. And 7, okay, Y is here. 7 children's tickets were sold. So that is your answer for number 3. Since X represents the number of adult tickets, that means that 30 adult tickets were sold, and then 7 children's tickets were sold. For number 4, we've got Priya with $50 in her account. This says to write an equation, which means I need an equal sign. So I'm going to start off with 50. And then because she deposits, remember deposit means we're going to add. So we're going to add 20. And then each week means that I am going to multiply it by X, because what do? We multiply. And then the amount of money, so the dollar amount, I am going to use Y to represent that. So we've got Y equals 50 plus 20X. So for part B, I did follow the directions and I graphed my equation using technology. And it asks, mark the point on the graph that represents the amount after 3 weeks. So if I look on my line, I see that at the ordered pair that represents 3 weeks, which is my X, it aligns with my Y, which is 110. So the coordinate is going to be 3 and 110. So again, that's where I got that from. Finally, it asks how many weeks does it take for it to have $250? And so on my graph, my Y value was 250, which matched up with 10 for my X value. So that means that the point is 10 and 250. So for problem number 4, we should have this. Oops, wrong color. I'll fix it. All right, so we should have this, this, and this for A, B, and C for number 4. Okay, the last one I've asked for is number 9. And so this one could be a little bit tricky because so number of months is equal to M, and then the amount of money is equal to A. So let's see how we can tell which one of these represents. So I'm going to tell you one of the answers is C, and here's why. So I've got A minus 700 equals 100 times M. So if I take my A, which is 1200, and I subtract 700, I get 500. Then if I do 10 times M, or I'm sorry, 100, times M, 100 times M is also 500. So since this makes an equation that is true, I know that C is one of the answers. So pause the video. There are 2 more. Let's see if you can find the 2 others that are solutions. Okay, hopefully you paused the video and you're ready to check. So the 2 other ones that are solutions are E and G. So if you're not sure why, if you're not sure about any of the answers to this, please let me know and I will be glad to explain, because the next step is that you're going to work on a checkpoint for us to make sure that you understood exactly what you're supposed to get out of the lesson and the practice problems. So please let me know how I can help you, because I really want to help.